Hello, I'm Florence, and today's video is on the Nakba, or as it translates in Arabic, Catastrophe. Why do Palestinians and other Arabs commemorate this day every year on the 15th of May? Let's go. Now, the Nakba is a commemoration or a memorial for Palestinians who were evicted from their homes or were turned to refugees by fighting in the Israeli-Arab War in 1948. Now, it is celebrated on the 15th of May because that is the day after the Israeli Declaration of Independence, which was May 14th, 1948. Now, because of the fighting after the Declaration of Independence by Zionist gangs who are trying their very best to evict as many Palestinians as they can to try to create Israel, it's turned many people into refugees around the world. But once the fighting was over and Palestinians tried to return, they were refused, and they found that a lot of their property, their homes, their shops, their farms where they lived, had been confiscated by Israel and given to settlers. So even if people wanted to, they couldn't return because their homes have been stolen and given away to settlers so that they can't be given back. However, in Israel, this day is known as Yom Ha'atzmaut, and it's a day of celebration and barbecues in which Israelis celebrate the foundation of Israel. Just over the border, as we've already said, it's called the Nakba in Palestine, showing the difference between how the two celebrate it.
We sing Israel with independence is our Nakba.
Sounds great. I love a party with a snack bar.
Not a snack bar, crocodile done.
To think of Yom Ha'atzmaut, the celebration in Israel, which celebrates the founding of Israel, it's a lot like Columbus Day in the United States. Americans celebrate a man called Christopher Columbus, who was an explorer who came to the New World and terrorized the native population. He did so many terrible things. One of the worst that I can think of is he forced the natives to mine gold for him. And if they couldn't give him enough gold, he would order their hands to be chopped off.
Columbus suggested starting a slave trade. Without waiting for a response, he seized over 500 natives and sent them to Spain. Most of the remaining natives fought against this injustice, so Columbus unleashed terror on them. Once defeated, they were forced to pay tributes of gold to the Spanish. It was worse than slavery. People who didn't find enough were punished brutally. Forced to constantly look for gold, the Taino could not farm their lands anymore. Many escaped into the hills, only to be hunted down. During the first few years of the tribute system, 50,000 natives died.
He was working for the Spanish kingdom, although he wasn't Spanish himself. Here's another video. If you want to know more about Christopher Columbus, let's not get off topic. Here's a video which explains his life perfectly, and if you can't see it here, it's in the description. So if you're an American and you're wondering what Yom Ha'atzmaut is, just compare it to Columbus Day. I believe there's another day in Australia which also celebrates the founding of Australia. I think it's just simply called Australia Day, in which they celebrate the founding of Australia, but Aborigines people aren't exactly celebrating this because the foundation of Australia also meant absolute hell and near genocidal conditions for the Aborigines that lived in the country. Hence what happens with settler colony states. You send your settlers in, you boot out the native population, and you found your state, and then you pat yourself on the back for all your good work. We founded this country, we did it. It's the same in Australia, it's the same in the United States, and it's the same in Israel.
It's a catastrophe. Anti-Semitic. It's far from truth. We are far from home. Zionism is far from Jews. How can I explain it to you? We lost our rights that day.
And our barbecues. No Barbies. That's a tragedy. How can we help you?
Now, people's first reaction to this might be, well, I didn't do it, so I shouldn't feel guilty about this. And you are exactly right. You weren't the person who committed this settlement, so you shouldn't feel guilty about it. However, you need to know that this, it's not something that's in the past. You might look at this and think, oh, well, the evacuation of the Palestinians was in the past. Nothing's going to happen now. It doesn't matter right now. But the consequences of the foundation of Israel and the Nakba, the forcing out of Palestinians, is still evident today. Israel is still taking land from Palestine in the form of settlements. Now, what the Israeli military likes to do, the IDF, is they will send their soldiers into a village, which they want. They will start making life hell for the villagers there. Maybe it would just be destroying the economy by trying to take down local businesses, stopping people from farming, stopping people from getting to work by erecting giant concrete walls between them and their workplace. And if the Palestinians still haven't left after the Israeli army has made life hell for them, the Israeli military, the IDF, have these special armoured bulldozers which they use to demolish Palestinian homes and also to demolish their olive trees to take away their source of income. Therefore the Palestinians couldn't even return home if they tried, because the Israeli military has already driven a bulldozer over their land. There was a famous case in which one peaceful activist called Rachel Corrie was crushed to death underneath one of these bulldozers while trying to stop it from demolishing Palestinian homes. So when I talk about the Nakba to people in the West like me, don't feel guilty, but if you do feel like you have to do something, that's all the best. Do whatever you can. You can join your local Palestinian solidarity group. There are more activist groups than I could think of. But like I've already said, being guilty and whipping yourself on the back does nothing. Fighting for Palestinian solidarity today and protesting against Israel, calling for boycotts, divestments and sanctions against them does do something. And if you really want to make a change in the world, you know, I'm not moping about something that's happened in the past. This is something that is affecting the world right now. So I hope this video has been informative to you and taught you the very basics of the Nakba. But if you want to learn more, you can see this Press TV video right here. I am very grateful for Press TV because they have allowed me on their shows 5 times in the last few weeks. I am very grateful. Thank you, I'm Matt Florence. This is my video on the Nakba. I will be putting out many more videos about Palestine in the future and look forward to that. Thank you, I'm Matt Florence. This is my video. Subscribe and like this. I'm a very small channel, so when you subscribe and when you comment, I get to see it because I'm not yet big enough. It's one of the many perks of being small and undesirable on YouTube is I get to read all of your comments. Thank you very much. I'm Matt Florence. Goodbye.
2, 3, many